Alright, so we're getting ready to do the rear end, and I've gotten ahead of myself and forgot about recording. And so we got the old axle out there. Garbage. We just trimmed it off to get a good idea. Hurry up and get it off. You can see where it's cut right there. I'm going to take those off later. But we got the 8.8 in here kind of mocked up where it's going to be. I'm going to go get the wheels, get it on actual wheels so we can put it, center it, and lower the car down where we want it, and we get a good idea. But I cut the trunk out because pretty much it was in good shape, but it's too bad. But I tried trimming it here like this, and that wasn't enough because we got to come up. We're going to come up right along there and come over. You can see where the bump stop is here. So we got to come up here, and that's where we're going to do the cutout. And that'll be easy. No rough time there. It'll be simple. But we're going to have to move these body mounts. Remove those. You can see I left the body mounts here. So we don't need those technically. We're still structurally sound. You don't have to worry. And we're going to brace this all in and refloor it sooner or later. But right now we have to go get steel so we can figure this out. We're going to do 2.5 inch steel, 1/8 wall, same thickness as the frame. And we're going to try pieing it and make it our own. Because why buy other people's stuff when you can make it for cheaper? It might take a little longer, but it's okay. And then I don't know what we're going to do for the fuel tank. The fuel tank had fuel in it, but I don't like it. Could move it up here like a lot of people do. But I think we're going to build this and make it sit where we want and see where we sit from there. Then we'll decide if we want to do it under the tank, because I still would like to use the factory filler. Just all removed. And just make it come straight out here and into the tank. And then we'll box that all in instead of a coffee can. So we're going to see what we can do ourselves. But right now we're going to focus on that. We're doing a 2-link system, not a 4-link system. We're doing the coilover springs, not airbags, and we're not simple shocks. And we're going to do it all ourselves because that's what we do. Probably a little bit more cleanup later on. If I hit my head too much on this little bracket thing, I'll probably cut that thing out. But seat's intact. We don't have to remove that. Everybody said we would have to. I don't think so. So we're not going to. Might take some more cleanup. But for future reference, it is a little easier to remove the body, I would bet. But you're guesstimating instead of guessing. Yeah, you're estimating and guessing where you're going to be doing the install. So, because you don't know if it's going to clear the seats or not, and you don't want to sit there and fit a body. So I'm doing it this way because I like it better. I think we'll be good to go. All right, see you in a bit. So this is kind of our idea. Got the frame mount C-notch here. We're going to cross brace that over here and build a tower. Obviously not that close together, that's just holding it. But off here, a little bit lower than the axle. So we have clearance. Up to the center here. That's our plan. Obviously a little bit higher than this. This is actually touching the ground, so we don't want it that low, but pretty close. Oh, yeah. So you all remember this. This is our CAD drawing. Cardboard aided design. We got all of our measurements. Remember, this is a rough sketch. So we got pretty close. We got the 2.5 inch tube that we're going to pie. This is what we got. Right. So we got to take this out to match the frame rail. We got them marked. Oops, not that one. That's the seat side. Seat side. So we know which way we're going. And this should be, I mean, this is all one piece, so it should be really solid, less welding. I mean, it's probably not the most efficient way, but it's a lot easier than waiting for material to get shipped and all that booger up stuff. So this is tacked. We're going to cut this, then we're going to cut up here, and one side we're leaving a flap so that it can weld to the top of the frame. A little extra rigidity. I know it's not much, but it is a little bit. And then we'll cut the back side so the frame rail sits inside there. Same with this side, but this side we're going to cut this off because there's no room with the seat there. So that's what we're going to do with that one. I already did one here, and that's how it sits. I like it. It's very clean, full weld. I'm gonna obviously clean the frame, but you see how we can wrap this. This is going to be all solid, complete welding. Bump it up against that seat. We'll have to pull the body up a little bit to get the top weld here, so we don't want to leave that open or exposed. It'd be kind of silly. I mean, I might be able to reach it, but I don't think so. And then there's, sits nice and straight. Should give us plenty of clearance. So let's see what happens, huh? Yeah, buddy. And I forgot, we are going to come back before we put all this stuff in. When we clean the frame up and everything, we are going to grind this clean all the way over and make sure that everything is symmetric cleaning wise, so everything fits the same. Clean both sides of the frame, clean up this rail, wire wheel it. It's going to get nasty and dirty tonight, so I'm going to do it when it cools down. And we were looking at these shocks, and I'm thinking I'm going to go about halfway down here, adjust these down so that it sits as low as possible and still have a good amount of stroke. We'll see. I'm going to mess with them and see how they look, because then we have to design how we're going to do it. Yeah. Well, I should be getting wheels back today to get this mocked up, and I'll show you how that goes. Here we are. We're all welded in. See how we welded this little extra? Both sides. All welded up. I'll cut this out in the morning, and we'll be done. She will be solid. Those are cut out. We're just going to leave it like that for now so we can fit everything, and then we'll go back and make everything look pretty. Same with the front end, remember. So let's see how nice this thing sits. Alright, so we got the center pieces cut out. We got the car up. We're going to slide that axle underneath. Let's turn this around so you can see. All right, so we're trying to get this frame built for the shock hoops. I'm only using scrap material, so we're gonna fudge this around and it will look good and hold strong and everything, so don't worry. But we're dealing with that thing right there. It's hitting us. And so I'm gonna have to do some rework and I'll make it work. It's just gonna be a little different than I planned. It's okay. We're gonna cut it out and frame it around it and it'll look cool. Don't worry. Oh, good times. So I found some scrap steel laying around. We gotta make the towers for, well, the mounts for the shocks. So we got these bad boys here. We gotta cut a hole in it. Gotta cut a hole in it, and then we gotta drill 2 holes for the mounts. And I think what we're gonna do here is we're gonna make the shock come up into here. And we should be pretty good angle. It's a little bit behind the axle, or pretty much straight up and down, damn near. But we'll make her work. We'll set it in there and bolt it in and see how we like it. Yeah.